Silence of bass fades in with gentle sidechain. Bright glossy synths sweep in with subtle arpeggios. Minimal percussion, soft hats, written clicks. Urban ambient effects, distant traffic, neon hums. Filtered melodic motifs softly. Optional airy vocal phrases. Neon lights flow through nights. Every pulse a city beat, guiding every wandering feet. Baseline rolling groovy, urban spice, smooth low end. Gato, atmospheres like the tune. Percussion syncopated hats, soft layers. Synth motifs, short books adding harmonic bends. Pads widen, synth oh brighten. Pressure layers slightly intensify. Reverse effects or soft rise to create anticipation. Vocal chops or echoes subtly fill space. Herpetide, ride the tide, feel alive, full urban groove lands. Rounded kick, rolling sub bass, bright synth layers with airy pads. Minimal percussion maintains hypnotic swing. Urban ambient effects, distant traffic, neon hums. Filtered melodic motifs softly. Optional airy vocal phrases. Neon lights flow through nights. Every pulse a city beat, guiding every wandering feet. Baseline rolling groovy, urban spice, smooth low end. Baseline rolling groovy, urban spice, smooth low end. Baseline groovy, urban spice, smooth low end. Baseline rolling groovy, urban spice, smooth low end. Baseline groovy, urban spice, smooth low end. Baseline rolling groovy, urban spice, smooth low end. Baseline synth burning, slight to tune, percussion syncopated hats, subliminal melodic into rest. Baseline groovy, urban spice, smooth low end. Back slow, atmosphere, slight to tune. The first effects or soft rise to create anticipation. Vocal chops or echoes subtly fill space. Pads widen, synth brighten, pressure layers slightly intensify. First effects or soft rise to create anticipation. Finding urban groove lands, feel alive. Full urban groove lands, rounded kick, rolling sub bass. Birds synth layers with airy pads. Minimal percussion maintains hypnotic swing. Vocal chops and echoes sway across stereo field. Energy smooth, your club ready, urban hypnotic flow. Kick and percussion fade partially. Pads and synths dominate, evolving textures. Baseline remains smooth, slow filter modulation. Ambient effects, light vocal echoes add them. Groove turns, flowing layered synths and rolling bass. Pads shimmer with stereo modulation. Percussion and hi-hats maintain hypnotic movement. Vocals fade into ambient textures, setting with soft synth tail. Gentle ambient pads slowly swell wide stereo field. Subtle deep sub bass fades in with soft side chain. Like percussive textures, brushed hi-hats, soft clicks, soft reverb, judged effects, distant city or ocean sounds. Filtered plucks tease harmonic content. Optional airy vocals. Shadows fade, light begins to say, floating in the afterglow where quiet rivers flow. Airy vocals with long reverb and delay. Bassline smooth, rounded, minimal movement to maintain reflective feel. Pads evolve slowly, slight to tune that shimmer. Percussion remains subtle, texture not groove. Pad brighten slightly in stereo. Soft riser or reverse. Ambient sweet builds gentle tension. Like the blades, synth motifs introduce harmonic interest. Root reflective motif, drift away in the glow. Smooth deep house groove lands, warm sub bass, rounded kick, bloody side chain. Layer pads with evolving textures, minimal percussion accents. Airy vocal layer, subtle layer going across stereo field. Energy calm, immersive, introspective, perfect for late night reflection. Kick and percussion fade out. Pads and sub bass dominate, slowly evolving. Synthos or ambient textures drift through mix. Occasional vocal echoes crave through mix within atmosphere. Built softly into final drop. Room codes with subtle percussion, action and evolve. Wide stereo depth, bass remains smooth and grounded. Veins of soft pad tail floating in space. for soft and tail floating in space. Thanks for soft and tail floating in space.
Bass fading, reggae, side change, soft kick, deep house kick, just round and control, soft pads of long decay, sweep the stereo, gentle trance inspired machine can softly filtered above.
Light hi-hats and shakers that swing. Through the night the colors rise. Echoes linger in the skies. Every chord a glowing thread. Leading where the heart is led. Every vocal soaked in reverberant and delay. Bassline rolling warm with subtle glide. Reinforces trance deep hybrid feel. Patterns nicely harmonically supporting our empty notes. Every burst effects prepares listener for drop. Like a wave through a flame, full trance, deep hybrid groove. Heat warm sub bass, not more than one beat grows. Evolving bumping chill jumps, pads with long decay, sweeping listener for drop. Returns with added melodic layers. Edge shimmer or brighter. Higher bass maintains warm low end side chain to kick. Vocal echoes fade gradually. Ends with smooth pad sub bass tail. Bassline rolling warm with subtle glide. Reinforces trance deep hybrid feel. Pad rise slightly harmonically supporting our peppy notes. Trance style plugs weave arms. Composition layers tighten, soft open hi-hats like clubs. Arpeggiating filter opens gradually. Adding brightness, arpeggiating filter opens gradually. Adding brightness, filter open verses. Like a wave through the flame, full trance, deep hybrid groove. Heat warm sub bass, robust burning throws. Evolving locking you, jumps, cat lungs, weaving backs with listener for drop. Ride the wave through the flame, full trance, deep hybrid groove. Deep warm sub bass, vocal witness rise along with first effects. Prepares listener for drop. Trotting you, lifting house energy from dance floor. Kicking percussion drum partially. Pad upping you and bass take focus. Evolving filter sweeps vocal with synth. Echo phrases drift across stereo field. Build tension via reasons and gradual filter modulation. Full groove returns with added melodic.
Gentle ocean ambience and soft wind effects fade in. Crystal clear synth pads enter shimmering and wide. Tight, clean kick establishes the steady groove. Deep sub bass flows in subtly smooth and warm. Light percussion glass clicks hi-hats with gentle swing. Soft fluffed synth rules course every bar. tighten, slightly open, hats and claps join. Pads rise with EQ, lift and shimmer effect. Reverb tail extends, airy, weightless feel. Reverse synths or risers build anticipation. Sail away in the deep we stay. Full luxury groove kicks in. Warm deeps of bass, crystalline synths and plucks. Airy vocal chops floating across stereo field. Pads glide in stereo motion like waves. Perfectly steady for four pulse. Polished and smooth, shimmer effects reflect the crystal water vibe. Kick and percussion fade out. Pads, bass and reverb tails take focus. Sparkle arpeggio or filter piano riff adds emotion. Ocean ambience reappear softly. Oh, oh, optional filtered vocal moment. Oh, 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 way. Groove returns with deeper bass and expanded stereo space. Pads shimmer with modulated brightness. Melody layers stack, subtly luxurious and calm. Gradual fade with ambient textures and soft delay trail. Distant ocean sounds and light, seagulls fading. Soft tropical percussion, goes building. Warm sub bass hum joints steadily. Smooth bright guitar plugs and melodies and organic texture. Light, crisp, high has pattern. Vocals, each side. Sunlight on the ocean wide, dreams that drift with every tide. Rhythms move, colors glow, even nights begin to flow. Airy female or male vocals soaked in reverb. That shimmer with tropical notes slightly tuned in the log layers. Bassline begins its gentle roll, deep but mellow. Clean kick joins, keeping a smooth and danceable pulse. Percussion layers tighten, adding hand claps and soft snare filtered chord progression builds warmth. Guitar or marimba melody rises in the mix. Short riser ocean wading into the drop. Hum, memorable lights, golden nights. Full airy groove lens, high deep kick with smooth side bass. Tropical percussion fills, shimmering plugs and layered synths. That's right into stereo. Flicking seaside openness. Subtle vocal chops bounce around the blue. Treble instruments blend with the synth layers for lush finale. Slowly filters down, fade to soft ocean ambience and distant marimba echo. Returns fuller and warm, melodic. Tropical instruments blend with synth layers for lush finale. Slowly filters down, fading into soft ocean ambience and distant marimba echo. The major build, sub cell saturation, pairing warm texture slightly detuned for movement. Critical clips, keeping a smooth yet danceable pulse. G-house kick, lifts tight with bright top end. Oceans, soft lasers reverse race. Second wind, clean and bright highs, deep but relaxed low and tropical spatial feel. Warms up, bass fades in with subtle side chains. Soft pads expand in stereo with gentle motion. Arpeggiated synths with long release create airy texture.
Minimal percussion, soft kick, closed hat, light shaker, reverb drenched vocal snippet, or ethereal hum sets ambient tone. Lift your eyes, the night ignites. Waves of sound, electric lights. Every heart aligned in time. In this rhythm, we will climb. Vocals airy, female or male, drenched in lush reverb and delay. Bassline smooth, warm and rolling with sidechain to kick. Add evolve with subtle filter modulation. Arpeggiated synth layer, lead increase complexity. We rise, we shine, golden hats, subtle claps, tambourine that brighten and widen. Short risers and reverse effects create tension. We rise, we shine, through the night divine. Full euphoric groove drop, spongy deep house kick, rolling sub bass, layered synth, pads, arps, and pluck melodies. Ultra-rich chord progression drives emotional lift, energy, uplifting cinematic hit night, festival ready vibe. Kick and percussion drop slightly for emotional build. Pads and arps dominate the mix, wide and airy. Vocal echo phrases create floating effects. Soft rises and filtered synth swells, prepare for final drop. Full groove returns, more layered synths, wider stereo spread, that shimmer with evolving filter sweeps. Bassline remains warm and driving, anchoring the track. Vocals airy, female or male, drenched in lush reverb and delay. Bassline smooth, warm and rolling with sidechain to kick. Add evolve with subtle filter modulation. Arpeggiated synth layer, lead increase complexity. We rise, we shine, golden hats, subtle claps, tambourine that brighten and widen. Short risers and reverse effects create tension. We rise, we shine, through the night divine. Orgy deep house, kick rolling sub bass, layered synth, pads, arps, and pluck melodies. Arpeggiated synth layer, lead increase complexity. Uplifting cinematic hip night, festival ready vibe. Kick and percussion drop slightly for emotional build. Pads and arps dominate the mix, wide and airy. Vocal echo phrases create floating effect. Soft risers and filtered synth swells, prepare for final drop. Full groove returns, more layered synths, wider stereo spread, that shimmer with evolving filter sweeps. Bassline remains warm and driving, anchoring the track. Vocals airy, female or male, drenched in lush reverb and delay. Bassline smooth, warm and rolling with sidechain to kick. Adds evolve with subtle filter modulate.
Deep so bassy, thin with subtle sidechain. Minimal percussion, soft hi-hats, ring clicks, shaker accents, elements by ambient textures. Filtered synth bugs, hint at main melodic motif. Optional vocals or vocal chops, city lights move through the night. Every step a rhythm flows through the streets, the energy grows. Bassline groovy, rolling and war anchors rhythm. Subtle, atmospheric, slightly detuned. Percolated urban groove, tap snares, hi-hats, synth motif, short rhythm and plus accenting groove. Add brighten and expand. Open hi-hats increase, open hi-hats, soft tom fills. Razor or reverse effects, builds anticipation. Vocal drop or echo phrases, enhance tension. Feel the soul, move with the flow. Full urban, deep house groove. Rounded kick, rolling sub bass. Layered synths and pass, very spacious depth. Cushion tight and groovy, subtle syncopation. Vocal chops echo across stereo fields. Energy club, ready, urban and smooth. Kick the percussion, partially drop. Adds and bassline dominate, smooth stereo movement. Arpeggiate synths or short vocal echoes drift in. Risers and filter sweep subtly increase tension. Groove returns with full percussion and bass. add shimmer and evolve, widening stereo image. Bass maintains deep groove, vocals or echoes fade into ambient urban textures. Deep sub-bass fades in with subtle sidechain, minimal percussion, soft hi-hats, rim click, shaker accents, elegance by ambient textures, filtered synth plugs hint at main melodic motif, optional vocals and vocal chops, city lights move through the night, every step a rhythm flows, through the streets beat energy grows, bassline groovy, rolling in war anchors rhythm, subtle, atmospheric, slightly detuned, uncompleted urban groove, flat snares, hi-hats, synth motif, short rhythm and plus empty groove, pad brighten and expand. Open hi-hats increase, open hi-hats soft on fills, razor or reverse effects builds anticipation, vocal drop or echo phrase enhance tension. Feel the soul, move with the flow, full urban deep house groove, rounded kick, rolling sub bass, lays and pass, raise spacious depth, passion tight and groovy, subtle syncopation, vocal or vocal chops echo across stereo fields, energy club ready, urban and smooth. Kick and percussion partially drop, pads and bassline dominate, smooth stereo movement. So short vocal echoes drift in, risers and filter sweep subtly increase tension. Groove returns with full percussion and bass.
Ambient desert sound, soft wind, distant chimes, faint vocal hums, ethnic percussion.
Slowly fades in, deep ground kick enters, gently grounding the rhythm. Layered paths create warm harmonic atmosphere, sandy and wide. Reverse vocal textures weave in the background.
Golden sky, the world breathes slow, whispers in the afterglow. Every sound a trace of fire, desert dreams will lift us higher. Vocals drenched in reverb and delay for space. Sub-bass rolls in low, organic tone with slight saturation. Plucks in for out-inspired melody, adds melodic hook. Percussion patterns become slightly more syncopated.
That bright reverb tail extends, percussion layers with tambourine shimmer. Riser with reverse vocal swells builds tension. Kick pulls back slightly before drop.
Follow the sun till the night is done. Full desert deep groove lands. Earthy kick deep and a low sub-bass.
Layered ethnic percussion.
Longest storm boom comes. Eerie female vocals within the reverb space. Open desert sky view.
Pads and melodic, plugs interplay, hypnotic and cinematic.
Percussion filters down to just hand drums and reverb tails.
Vocal echoes drift in and out.
Ambient effects, desert wind, distant bells. Soft pad drones evolve into harmonic rise. Build slowly back into final drop. Groove returns with slightly heavier low end. Melodic elements layer subtly deep, budding wind. Vocals soar one last time, fading into the wind. Ends with percussion fading out into warm ambient tail.
Ambient, desert sound, soft wind, distant chimes, faint vocal hums. Ethnic percussion slowly fades in. Deep brown kick enters, gently grounding the rhythm. Layered paths create warm harmonic atmosphere, sandy and wide.
Level the sun till the night is done. Full desert, deep groove lands. Earthy kick deep and the logs of bass. Layered ethnic percussion, comes our beat. Build a nick, from the nick. Follow the sun till the night is done. Full desert, deep groove lands. Earthy kick deep and the logs of bass. Layered ethnic percussion. Layered ethnic percussion, comes our beat. Build a nick, is done. Full desert, deep groove lands. Earthy kick deep and the logs of bass. Layered ethnic percussion, comes our percussion. Rolling desert stoutly, grounding the rhythm.
Layered paths create warm harmonic atmosphere, sandy and wide. Reversed vocal textures, open desert sky feel. Pads and melodic, blocks interplay, hypnotic and cinematic. Percussion filters down to just hand drums and reverb tails. Vocal echoes drift in and out, ambient effects, desert wind, distant bells. Soft pad drones evolve into harmonic rise, build slowly back into final drop. Grove returns with slightly heavier low end. Melodic elements layer subtly deep but emotive. Vocal soar one last time, fading into the wind. Ends with percussion fading out into warm ambient tail.
Groove returns with slightly heavier low.
Classic deep house kick drum enters gently.
Soft hi-hats and shakers create subtle swing.
Atmospheric pads and harmonic foundation.
Nostalgic chords stab a classic piano riff taste.
Echoes of a night gone by, rhythms reach beyond the sky. Liquid sound that flows so free, modern dreams in harmony. Airy vocal or jump vocal sample lightly process. Bassline rolls smoothly, liquid style, subtle slides, rhythmics. Pads warm and evolving, slightly analog saturated. Light percussion accents every 8 bars. Filtered chord or plug rises built in. Anticipation, percussion becomes fuller. Open hands, soft clap, subtle riser effects leads into the drop. Stereo automation adds movement. Lute hook, flow with me. Feel the sea. Full remix, group drum, side race. Drums, liquid, sub bass. Layered pads and chords, stamps for harmonic depth. Full groove returns with mortal drop. Up layered with modern sound design. Energy uplifting, yet laid back as open smooth. And the percussion drops slightly. Pads and liquid bass take focus. Alter below, live with for vocal echo drifts. Ambient effects builds back into final drop. Full groove returns with more pronounced chord layers.
Bassline slides in-house to liquid movement.
Vocal chops return subtly.
Tap shimmer and fade into soft ambient tail.
Liquid bass, take focus, filter below, live wait for vocal echo drifts. Ambient effects builds back into final drop. The full groove returns with more pronounced chord layers. Root chord, both voices, built-in anticipation. Percussion becomes fuller. Open hats, soft claps, subtle riser effects leads into the drop. Stereo automation adds movement. Lute hook.
Punchy UK style kick drum introduces the groove. Rolling sub bass enters tight, side chain with the kick. Minimal percussion, closed hats with shuffle, soft rim clicks, subtle clap. Atmospheric pad textures filtered in the background. Vibe focus, no full focus. Deep sub bass groove forms the backbone. Short staccato chords on electric piano or synth stab. Soulful vocal chops begin pitched, filtered rhythmic placement. Pads create gentle warmth behind percussion. Percussion gains energy, soft tom fills. Low pass filter opens gradually to reveal groove. Vocal chops loop and build with delay and reverb tails. Subtle riser or filtered noise sets up the drop. Full UK deep house groove drops. Spongy kick, rolling sub bass, shuffled hi-hats, beat claps. Electric piano or soft
drops out, leaving bass and vocal chops filtered. Atmospheric pads and delay, heavy vocal chops float. Subtle synth arpeggios or effects rise for tension. Low pass filter gradually opens, bringing energy back. Groove returns fully, tighter makes more swing. Vocal chops chop tighter for rhythmic intensity. Bass and percussion ride together smoothly. Ends with gradual fade and vocal echoes and filtered percussion. Percussion gains energy, soft tom fills. Low pass filter opens gradually to reveal groove. Vocal chops loop and build with delay and reverb tails. Subtle riser or filtered noise sets up the drop. Groove returns fully, tighter makes more swing. Vocal chops chop tighter for rhythmic intensity. Bass and percussion ride together smoothly. Ends with gradual fade and vocal echoes and filtered percussion.
Floating pads flow gradually with subtle stereo movement. Minimal some bass enters softly, sidechain lightly to kick. Soft unpresent textures, brushed hi-hat shakers, ambient effects, distant wind, soft lunar echo, filtered arpeggio, beats quiet, teasing main motif.
Optional airy vocals, moonlight drifts through quiet shifts. Every sound a silver thread, guiding where the night is led. Baseline smooth rolling, subtle movement, hypnotic low end. Pads evolve slowly with gentle modulation.
Arpeggios rise softly layered with ambient textures. Percussion remains subtle, supporting groove without dominating. Add brighten slightly stereo field. Soft risers or reversed effects create gentle tension. Arpeggio layer opens more, increasing harmonic presence. Minimal percussion accents guide rhythm.
Drift with me through lunar seas. Full hypnotic deep house groove, smooths a bass rounded kick. Floating pads and art partially for ethereal depth. Percussion remains minimal and hypnotic. Optional airy vocal echoes enhance space. Reflective perfected for moonlit sets.
Kick and percussion partially fade. Pads and arpeggios dominate, slowly evolving. Ambient textures drift across stereo field. Gentle risers and soft filter sweeps prepare final section.
Groove returns softly, maintaining hypnotic flow.
That shimmer and evolve white stereo image.
Arpeggios and ambient effects fade gradually into soft tail. Drift with me through lunar seas. Full hypnotic deep house groove, smooth sub bass rounded kick. Floating pads and oscillator for ethereal depth. Percussion remains minimal and hypnotic. Optional airy vocal echoes enhance space. Gentle tin hiss and vinyl rattles of the texture. Oral pad feeds in soft, cocoon image feel. Deep, round sub-bass gradually builds underneath. Light percussion, soft kick, dusty hats, subtle shaker. Optional field recording effects, ambient twang, coffee shop chatter. Static waves and faded light, echo dreams that drift tonight. Every sound of memories glow, warm and slow the world below. Whispered or softly sung vocal, heavily compressed and filtered. Baseline anchors groove, slow glide, and a low warmth. Pads evolve subtly, reverb gives hazy space. Chord stabs or softer chords, absent downbeats. Percussion builds slightly, layered claps and filtered hats. Pads brighten with gradual EQ lift. Reversed vocal effects or soft riser adds motion. Faded slow rewind the night. Full lo-fi groove lands, rounded kick, thick or sub-bass, dusty clap hi-hat swing, pad swell, stereo spread, gentle wobble, tape style saturation compresses the mix softly, optional filtered synth lead with subtlety. Kick and hats drop out, leaving bass pads, reverb wash vocal phrase floats. Final noise becomes slightly more noticeable, vintage break feel, filter pro returns with slight energy boost. Pads shimmer, bass thickens with saturation, vocal final crackle fading into silence.
Minimal sub-bass fades in gently soft sidechain. Sparse passive loop introduced closed hi-hats, subtle clicks. Ambient pads sweep in slowly, wide stereo field. Filtered synth stabs hint at main motif. Reverb tails create space and depth. Optional airy vocal snippet through the night. Echoes guide bassline deep rolling, minimal movement, hypnotic low end. Atmospheric, slowly evolving long reverb tails. Percussion remains minimal, reinforcing groove without clutter. Sparse synth motifs provide subtle melodic texture. Pads widen and rise slightly in filter. Reversed FX or soft risers create tension. Percussion layers evolve subtly, soft claps, open hats. Vocal echoes layered lightly in stereo. Looped hypnotic hook, echo with me through the dark. Full hypnotic groove, deep sub-bass, minimal kick. Pads and synth stabs layered with long reverb tails. Percussion remains minimal, tight and precise. Vocal echoes float subtly across stereo field. Energy, immersive late night hypnotic flow. Minimal yet engaging. Kick and percussion partially drop. Pads and sub-bass dominate, evolving textures. Sparse melodic motifs or vocal echoes drift through mix. Soft risers and filter sweeps prepare final section. Groove returns subtly, maintaining hypnotic minimal flow. Pads shimmer and evolve with long reverb tails. Bass remains smooth, rolling sidechained lightly. Vocals and ambient textures fade into reflective, spacious tail. Groove returns subtly, maintaining hypnotic minimal flow. Pads shimmer and evolve with long reverb tails. Bass remains smooth, rolling sidechain lightly. Vocals and ambient textures fade into reflective, spacious tail. Groove returns subtly, maintaining hypnotic minimal flow. Pads shimmer and evolve with long reverb tails. Bass remains smooth, rolling sidechain lightly. Vocals and ambient textures fade into reflective, spacious tail. Groove returns subtly, maintaining hypnotic minimal flow. Pads shimmer and evolve with long reverb tails. Bass remains smooth, rolling sidechain lightly. Vocals and ambient textures fade into reflective, spacious tail. Minimal sub-bass fades in gently soft sidechain. Sparse passive loop introduced closed hi-hats, subtle clicks. Ambient pads sweep in slowly, wide stereo field. Filters and stabs hint at main motif. Reverb tails create space and depth. Optional airy vocal snippet through the night. Echoes die.
Lots of bass fades in a gentle sidechain to kick. Ambient pads sweep in slow filter automation. No soft arpeggio start, filtered low initially. Minimal percussion, soft hats, brush, snare clicks. Reverb drenched effects create spacious nocturnal vibe. In the haze the night unfolds. Whispers drift where time slows. Every glow a fleeting dream, carried on the midnight stream. Airy, ethereal vocals with long reverb and delay. Bassline smooth, deep, rolling with subtle movements. Arpeggios rise in frequency gradually. Pads evolve with gentle modulation. Percussion layers expand subtly. Soft hats, gentle shakers add brighten and widen in stereo. Soft risers or reversed effects build anticipation. Arpeggios start layering harmonically. Lute hook, chase the light. Full nocturnal groove land, deep sub-bass rounded kick. Soft arpeggios layered with evolving paths. Minimal percussion maintains hypnotic swing. Vocals lightly echo across stereo field. Energy dreamy, immersive, hypnotic, ideal for midnight sets. Kick and percussion partially fade. Pads and arpeggios dominate, evolving slowly. Ambient textures or vocal echoes drift across the mix. Gentle risers or filters sweep subtly, increase tension for final drop. Groove returns softly, maintaining dreamy hypnotic flow. Pads shimmer with modulation and stereo depth. Arpeggios continue with soft echo and delay. Bassline remains smooth, sidechain lightly. Gentle sidechain to kick. Ambient pads sweep in slow filter automation. Pads brighten and widen in stereo. Soft hats, gentle shakers. Arpeggios start layering coolly. Lute hook. crystalline, gentle sidechain to kick. Ambient pad sweeping with soulful to automation. Subtle soft arpeggio start, filtered low initially. Minimal percussion maintains hypnotic swing. Vocals lightly echo across stereo field. Energy dreamy, immersive, hypnotic, ideal for midnight sets. Kick and percussion partially fade. Pads and arpeggios dominate, evolving slowly. Ambient textures or vocal echoes drift across mix. Gentle risers or filters sweep subtly, increase tension for final drop. Grooves lightly echo across stereo field. Energy dreamy, immersive, hypnotic, ideal for midnight sets. Kick and percussion partially fade. Pads and arpeggios dominate, evolving slowly. Ambient
Soft and loud fades in a stereo spread. Gentle laid back kick enters with a deep rounded tone. Smooth sub bass hum begins to roll underneath. Sparse percussion, light rim click. Closed hi-hat with swing. Ambient FS car engine hum. Distancy long soft synth sweeps. Lights and move, reflections flow. Through the glass the city glows. Every turn the night unfolds. Cruising slow the rhythm holds. Airy vocal, long reverb and light delay. Guides deep informing warm chords. Subtle synth lead appears gently filtered. Bass low through it synchronized with kick. Guides open up with shiver. Percussion keys like texture shake or hi-hat flourish. Filtered riser lift text in so smoothly. Subtle stereo movement on arms full motion. Lose the night, chasing light. Full deep house groove, smooth rounded kick. Sub bass flowing beneath. Shuffled hats and crisp snare. Pads and arcs blend into a neon like melodic wash. Airy background vocal chops pan across the real feel. Laid back but deep and polished groove. Kick and percussion fade out. Kick and percussion fade out. With any texture, soft synth lead or vocoder phrase introduces dreamlike atmosphere. Long reverb tails create, flowing through city sensation. Groove returns with smoother bass and slightly brighter mix. Vocal chops or arcs evolve subtly. Pads expand into wide stereo shimmer. Slowly fades out with filtered pads and soft eddies. Echo tail. Open up with shimmer, or texture shaker or hi-hat flourish. Filtered riser riff synchronized with kick. Subtle stereo movement on ops for motion. Adds open up with mint on arms for motion. Loop never illuminate from on. Cruise the men up with shimmer. Kick and percussion fade out. Kick and percussion fade out. With any texture, soft synth lead or vocoder phrase introduces dreamlike atmosphere. Long reverb tails create, floating through sea sensation. Cruise the night, chasing light. Full deep house groove, smooth round kick. Sub bass flowing beneath, some space flowing beneath. Shuffle stereo movement on arms for emotion. Motion, movement on arms for motion. Cruise the night, chasing light. Full deep house groove. Smooth round the kick, sub bass flowing beneath. Shuffled hats and crisp snare. Pads and arcs blend into a neon like melodic wash. Laid back but deep and polished groove. Laid back but deep and polished groove. Kick and percussion fade out. Pads and bass continue with ambient texture. Soft synth lead or vocoder phrase introduces dreamlike atmosphere. Long reverb tails create, floating through city sensation. Groove returns with smoother bass and slightly brighter mix. Vocal chops are also evolved subtly. Pads expand into wide stereo shimmer. Slowly fades out with filtered pads and soft ambient reverb tail. Groove returns with smoother bass and slightly brighter mix. Vocal chops are also evolved subtly. Pads expand into wide stereo shimmer.
Hum fades in gradually. Deep grounded kick establishes hypnotic pulse. Fast percussion, soft hi-hats, ring clicks. Atmosphere FX system crowd hum reverb drench synthetic text.
sweet introduces main bass motif. Optional minimal vocal phrases. Feel the night, let it move you right. Bassline rolling deep, smooth side chain, let it leave you kick. Dark white slowly evolving. Kakano, minimal precise hats, subtle claps and stabs appear sporadically, adding tension. Filtered sub-bass gradually opens, adds swell subtly with reverb, reversed effects and short rises create tension. Percussion layers built slightly more texture, still minimal. Built-up minimal, pulse with me through the numb. Full hypnotic groove lands, deep rolling sub-bass tight kick. Minimalistic percussion for steady swing. Atmospheric synth layers expand stereo depth. Short subtle vocal chops echo cross reverb. Energy hypnotic immersive maintains dark loud. Kick fades partially, even bass, ambient effects. Pads evolve, moving slowly in stereo field. Occasional vocal or synth echo phrases drift and builds tension with rises and filter sweeps. Full groove returns with slightly enriched percussion. Rolling sub-bass drives hypnotic flow. That shimmer lightly, maintaining immersive space. Vocals fade gradually into ambient tail. Ambient percussion, ambient percussion, ambient percussion, ambient percussion, ambient hip on a retaining immersive space. Vocals fade gradually into ambient tail. Vocals fade percussion. Tip on a retaining immersive space. Vocals fade gradually into ambient tail. Vocals fade gradually into ambient tail. Vocals fade gradually into ambient tail.
Warm rounded sub-bass fades in with soft side chain. Airy tropical pads sweep gently across stereo field. Minimum percussion, soft shit with light hi-hats. Filtered plugs hint at melodic content. Optional ambient ocean textures. Wave distance egos. Optional airy vocals. Waves caress the evening sky. Breezes whisper as they glide by every quarter sunlit trace. Floating through the sacred space. Baseline smooth rolling complements tropical vibe. Pads in full slowly slide to tune for shimmer. Caution soft congas and end breaks in breezy rhythm. Like melodic synth motifs interweave. Pads widen and bright. Percussion layers and subtle fills. Open hats, soft claps. Riser or reverse effects introduce anticipation. Airy vocal chops laid lightly with delay. Tropical hook. Feel the time, let it guide. For tropical deep house groove. Rounded kick will smooth sub-bass. Airy pads and plug synths layered harmonically. Percussion remains like breezy and groovy. Vocals echo across stereo field. Energy relaxed, immersive sun-kissed deep house flow. Kick and percussion partially drop. Pads and bass dominate, evolving gently. Melodic symbols drift in and leave in. Ambient effects wasting tropical atmosphere. Groove returns smoothly with full pads and percussion. Baseline remains moving warm and side chain. Baseline remains moving warm and side chain. Baseline remains moving warm and side chain. Pads widen and bright. Like melodic synth motifs interweave. Bad Pads widen and brighten, percussion layers that subtle fills. Open hats that subtle fills. Open hats, soft claps. Riser or reversed effects introduce anticipation. Airy vocal chops layered lightly with delay. Delay, delay, delay. Pads widen and brighten, and brighten, and brighten, and brighten, and brighten. Percussion layers that subtle fills. Open hats, soft claps. Open hats, soft claps. Razor or reverse effects introduce anticipation. Airy vocal chops layered lightly with delay. Tropical hook, feel tropical hook. Feel the tight, let it guide. Full tropical deposit. Round the kick, Christmas and bass. Airy pads, fluxes, layered harmonically. Percussion remains light, breezy and groovy. Vocals across stereo feels sun-kissed deep house flow. Kick and percussion partially drop. Pads and bass dominate, evolving gently. Melodic cymbals drifting. Ambient effects.
Soft filtered pad swells fade in, lush stereo field. Sub-bass gently rises under the surface. Smooth kick drum enters deep and rounded, shimmering melodic. Arpeggio begins clean and flowing. Subtle liquid texture effects. Filtered lines and reverse tails. Waves of sound, they pull me through. Colors fade to shades of blue. Every note, a memory flows. In this night, the rhythm glows. Very vocal, drenched in reverb and delay. Pads evolve with harmonic shifts. Arpeggio layers build progressively, moving across stereo field. Bassline subtly glides, fluid motion synced with kick. Percussion layers expand, soft hats, claps. Pads, pad filter open slightly to bring in the mood. Arms become more complex, like rhythmic variations. Gentle riser prepares listener for first main drop. Flow with the sound, lose and be found. Full progressive groove locks in, kicks up bass layered arms pads. Liquid texture swirl between left right channels. Reverb till shimmer, stereo delay and motion. Energy bells gradually, smooth euphoric flow. Kicking percussion fade, leaving melodic bobs and pads. Bass drops out momentarily for atmosphere. Filtered effects and ambient sweeps expand space. Filtered effects and ambient sweeps expand space. Emotion peaks, lush reverb washes subtle melodic modulation. Groove returns stronger, deeper, sub-bass layered arcs. Pads shiver with pith increase, brightness, delayed arpeggios evolve melodically, creating final lift. Gradual fade with liquid textures and ambient reverb tail.
Deep pungy kicks set the pulse immediately. Sub-bass rumble fades in tight side chain for groove. Sparse percussion muted hi-hats, sharp click percussion light shaker. Dark atmospheric effects, metallic reverb tails, filtered club noise. Minimal cold stab motif introduced subtle with delay. Rolling bassline joins locked tight with the kick. Minimal tech chord stabs, pulse and syncopation. Soft reverb sense creates sense of club depth. Vocal elements lifted or chopped phrases heavily processed. Gradual automation builds tension through filtering and stereo movement. Pads subtly rise, adding harmonic density. Percussion builds halves open, slightly subtle toms or rim clicks. Reversed effects, filter risers, club depth, vocal elements. Full deep tech groove engages. Punchy kick, deep sub bass, rolling rhythm.
percussion groove, dark ambience fills back reverb tills, modal filtered vocal chops, layer for texture, no groove, hypnotic or repetitive, immersive. Kick drops out, leaving bass in dark paths. Delay chord stabs, echoing to spatial reverb fields. Evolving textures, filter sweeps, rising noise, subtle reverse effects. Builds slowly with tension and stereo expansion. Kick returns strong, groove hits deeper and fuller. Percussion layers thicken subtly, open hats to transient fills. Dark synth stabs pulse rhythmically with bass. Gradual filter fade and reverb tail creates cinematic club ending. Open hats to transient fills. Delay. Open hats to transient fills. Good delay. Gradual automation builds tension through filtering and stereo movement. Pads subtly rise, adding harmonic density. Percussion builds, hats open slightly, subtle toms, rim clicks. Reversed effects and filter risers, club depth, vocal elements. Full deep tech groove engages. Punchy kick, deep sub bass, rolling rhythm. Tech chord stabs with distortion and delay. Minimal percussion groove, dark ambience fills back reverb tills. Full deep tech groove engages. Punchy kick, deep sub bass, rolling rhythm. Tech chord stabs with distortion and delay. Minimal percussion groove, dark ambience fills reverb tills. Low hypnotic kick drops out, leaving bass in dark paths. Delayed chord stabs echo into spatial reverb field. Evolving textures, filtered sweeps, rising noise, subtle reverse effects. Builds slowly with tension and stereo expansion. No kick returns strong, groove hits deeper and fuller. Percussion layers thicken subtly. Open hats to transient fills. Delay. Dark synth stabs pulse rhythmically with bass. Gradual filter fade and reverb tail creates cinematic club ending. Open hats, transient fills. Good delay.
Soft sub bass fades in with gentle side chain. Evolving pad sweep slowly, creating warm textures. Filtered progressive art arpeggios starts quietly. Minimal percussion light, hi-hat soft quiet beat levels. Airy vocals, rays of light drift through the day, guiding hearts along their way. Every note a gentle rise, softly painting open skies. Bassline warm, rolling supports progressive arps. Soft, evolving, subtle modulation. Percussion minimal, keeps groove flowing. Arpeggio, widen increase in brightness. That brighten, widen in stereo. Arpeggios become more prominent, prominent, melodic. Percussion layers that soulful, soft claps hats. Riser or reversed effects build anticipation through a minute. Uplifting, hypnotic, warm, perfect for sunset or chill festival moments. Kick and percussion partially drop. Pads and arpeggios dominate, evolving softly. Ambient textures drift across stereo fields. Gentle risers and filter sweeps prepare final drop. Turns smoothly with full pads and blocks. Bassline remains rolling, warm side chain lightly. Arpeggios and pads shimmer and evolve. Vocals and ambient textures fade into reflective tail. and warm, rolling supports progressive arcs. Pads soft evolving with subtle modulation. Percussion minimal, keeps groove flowing. Arpegging, what a gentle rise. Softly painting open skies. Light and warm, rolling supports progressive arcs. Soft power rolling supports progressive arcs. Pads soft evolving with subtle modulation. Percussion minimal, keeps groove flowing. Arpeggios become more harmony, prominent, melodic. Percussion layers that soulful, soft clap pads. Riser or reverse effects build participation, primitive, uplifting, hypnotic, warm, perfect for sunset or chill festival moments.
Dark ambient, slow rumbles, distant metallic reverbs. Deep kick fades in, tight, minimal, perfectly tuned. Sub-bass begins a slow rolling pattern synced with kick. Percussion enters gradually, soft hat ring click, distant clap. Atmospheric pattern or filter, white noise for tension. Minimal vocal texture, lost inside the sound below. Shadows move, the pulses grow, subtle vocal processing, filter, panned, delayed, groove solidifies, bass like hypnotic, repeating with micro variations. Percussion becomes more precise, tight shakers, dry claps, pad, open slightly, hinting at deeper layers beneath. Filtered bass and percussion build, energy slowly rising. Atmospheric effects, reversed reverb, filtered beneath. Low warehouse, groove, locks and heavy sub-bass, steady kick, sprouts percussion with subtle swing. Short metallic synth snaps, heavy reverb fills bouncing around stereo field, hypnotic progression. Same chord elements shifting slightly, every beat bar, perfect locked and deep club energy, keep fades out, bass and reverb, pulse alone. Filtered pad swells create tension, robotic vocal phrase repeats quietly. Below. High pass still leading to drop return. Kick and bass return with slightly thicker mix. It's hard to show lightless, a mix. Hypnotically, fade out with filtered bass, ending on ambient hum. Minimal synth step progression, repeat beats hypnotically, fade out with filtered bass, ending on ambient hum. Dark ambient, slow rumbles, distant metallic reverb. Deep kick fades in tight minimal, fleeting. Sub-bass begins a slow rolling pattern synced with kick. Percussion enters gradually, soft hand rim click, distant clap, perfect locked in deep club energy. Kick fades out, bass and reverb, pulse alone, taps, slow saloon, filled metallic synth stabs, heavy reverb, tails bouncing around stereo field, hypnotic progression. Same chord, elements shifting slightly, every 8 bars, perfect locked in deep club energy. Kick fades out, bass and reverb, pulse alone, steps, false alone, filled metallic synth stabs, heavy reverb, tails bouncing around stereo field, hypnotic progression. Same chord, elements shifting slightly, every 8 bars, perfect locked in deep club energy. Kick fades out, bass and reverb, pulse alone.
Ambient harmony, give digital drones with ridgy textures. Sub-bass slowly fades in, pulsing steadily. Sharp compressed kick introduces a crisp rhythm. Robotic vocal whisper, systemizing, immortalizes in metallic tone. Robotic processing electric skin, rhythms pulse beneath the din. Human voices fade inside when machine and soul collide. Coder or AI style vocal layers slightly distorted. Bass develops tight synthetic, gliding subtly. Down yet smooth, shifting filters, mechanical clicks, soft hi-hat machine swing. Bass
drops to half filter, pads expand, metallic riser builds tension. Short melodic phrase repeated, feel the code. Reverse, reverb, swells lift energy. Main hook. Melodic folk. I am the sound. I am the code. We are alive in both the load. Full futuristic groove drops, clean punching kick. Sleek sub bass, perfectly sidechained. Robotic vocals, chops and stereo movement. Metallic synth snaps with drive attack. That shimmer with subtle AI-like modulation. With this minimal yet powerful, ultramodern sound design. Kick fades out, leaving pads and robotic breath sounds. Vocoder whispers reintroduced, each breathing through the bass. Digital effects. Built via synthetic riser and re-entering bass pulse. Groove returns with slightly more drive and ops layered. Robotic human vocals, wide stereo approachable contrast. Wide stereo reverb creates a floating in data space effect. Slowly fades out into ambient hum and low frequency pulse. Groove returns with slightly more drive and apps layered. Robotic riser builds tension. Short robotic freaks freeze you for field pain swing. Bass drops to half filter, ambient hum and low frequency pulse.
Stops the bass fades in with gentle sidechain. Glowing white pads with slow filter sweeps. Minimal percussion like kick. Closed hi-hat, soft as shaker. Optional ambient flip beats. Speed breeze, faint traffic hum. Filtered melodic but teases main motif. 14 lines begin to shine. Twilight hums a pulsing time. Every shadow softly sways through the glow the night conveys. Barely female or no vocals, long reverb and gentle delay. Bass lines smooth, deep, subtle slides. Anchors groove paths evolve slowly with warmth attuned for shimmer light. Melodic synth motifs echo in stereo. Percussion layer expands slightly, soft claps. Hi-hat pulls, pads open more in the high frequencies. Filtered riser or a reverse pad swells build gentle anticipation. Through the night, feel the light, full deep house groove, rounded kick, mellow sub bass, glowing pads layered with airy arcs, soft percussive textures maintain relaxed swing. Pads and melody interact dynamically, creating floating sensation. Vocals lightly layered with delay, zooming out in space. Kick and percussion partially drop out. Pads and sub bass dominate wide stereo field. Ethereal synths or vocal echoes drift across mix. Ambient risers subtly lift energy before final drop. Groove returns mellow intensity. Texture evolves subtly, soft stereo modulation. Baseline maintains warm low foundation. Vocals fade gently into reverb tails. Enter pattern sub bass spinning into M intensity. Texture evolves subtly, soft stereo modulation. Baseline maintains warm low foundation. Vocals fade gently into reverb tails. Enter pattern sub bass spinning into M intensity.
Walk soft, sub bass beats inside chain, right in the kick, kick. Polish hands with subtle movements sweep across stereo field. Light percussion, brushed hats, soft rim clicks. Boggling synth love hit the melodic content, smooth ambient effects. for lounge atmosphere.
Evening drifts on velvet skies, city lights in your eyes. Every sound a touch refined, luxury flows the night aligned. Airy female or male vocal, heavily reverb soaked. Bassline smooth rounded complementing pads. Pads evolve subtly slighted to wide stereo. Percussion adds gentle rhythm, minimal yet defined. Adds open with EQ lifts that shimmer, subtle risers or reversed effects for anticipation. Light vocal chops layered into mix, delayed for spaciousness. Percussion fills increase, lightly looped through with me. Elegant sets free, full luxury deep house groove. Rugged kick, smooth sub bass, polished pads and shimmering synths. Soft airy vocal layers, minimal percussion to keep ultra smooth moved. Mix emphasizes clarity, warmth and polished stereo depth. Beat and percussion free, partially. Pads and sub bass dominate wide stereo field. Synthes or piano wrist drift softly. Reverb and delay on vocal effects to create spacious. Build subtly back into final drop. Groove returns with full polish. Smooth bass, airy pads, soft percussion, subtle harmonic synth layers and rich texture. Builds with warm ambient pad and low frequency fade. Fits fix for backs for redo. Full risers or reversed effects for anticipation. Light vocal chops layered into mix, delayed for spaciousness. Percussion fills increase, light root hook me. With me, elegant sets free, full luxury deep house groove. Rounded kick, smooth sub bass, polished pads and shimmering synths. Soft airy vocal layers, minimal percussion to keep ultra smooth moved. Mix emphasizes clarity, warmth and polished stereo depth. Kick and percussion faded partially. Pads and sub bass dominate wide stereo field. Synthes or piano riffs drift softly. Reverb and delay on vocal effects to create spacious moved.
Lightly to soft kick, wide cinematic, pad sweep in evolving with filter automation, minimal percussion, subtle hi-hats, bigger accents, light ambient ocean or wind textures for space, soft melodic books, tease main numbed teeth, optional dreamy vocals, riding tides that never end, silent waves around the bend, every sound a drifting light, guiding us through velvet night, airy vocals soaked in reverb and delay, baseline rolls smooth with gentle glide for hypnotic effect. Pads subtly evolve, slight tune, stereo widening, light percussive rhythm accentuates flow. Melodies subtext where money fades inside change lightly to soft kick, wide and harmonic intensity. Signals filter in to create tension. Reversed effects or soft risers introduce energy for drop. Zero waves, rhythm guide, full cinematic, deep house groove, mailing sub bass, rounded kick, layer pads and white synths for atmospheric depth, light vocal chops and stereo space, arpeggios or jumps and motifs enhance melodic flow, energy smooth hypnotic cinematic, waves of sound develop with the listener, kick and percussion fade partially, pads and sub bass dominate the evolving textures, soft melodic synth or vocal echoes drift across stereo field, ambient effects, depths and imagination, groove turns with added harmonic layers, and shimmer with modulation and wide stereo depth. Bassline remains smooth and rolling vocals and melodic synth fade gradually into atmospheric tail.